Wrestling Observer has wrestler rankings going on, and you're placed as the number 2 singles wrestler in the world by Dave Meltzer, behind only Tatsumi Fujinami. Ted, I think I already know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyways. Rankings have been a big thing in wrestling for years, and Meltzer's work and the PWI 500 are pretty well respected or viewed by a lot of fans and some wrestlers. I saw not too long ago that a lot of people online were up in arms about where Cody Rhodes was placed on the most recent PWI 500. What did you think about wrestler rankings? Did you put a lot of stock into it?
You know, not really. I mean, it's kind of like, uh, if you're an actor, do you always run out and get the latest edition of what's that magazine? I can't even remember.
Yeah,
But
like
it's
People Magazine or something.
People magazine, or the magazine that's got all their rankings of who and what and where. Uh, you know, I, and Dave Meltzer, I said some things. Sometimes I thought he hit it on the, and not just about me, but sometimes he hit it on the nail, hit the nail on the head. Sometimes I thought he was, what are you talking about?
Hmm.
So
Some people online have said like, "Ah, Marcus, it doesn't seem like you like Dave Meltzer, and like you're pretty critical of him at times." I don't dislike Dave Meltzer at all, and I think that he's got a lot of really great information, which is why I use him for most of my research. Because I mean, man, what an incredible library of knowledge he's
yeah,
accumulated. But yeah, sometimes it's just I hear his opinion and be like, "Ah, come on, Dave, that's not it." So it's like with anybody.
yeah. I mean, it's like your boss.
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of like, and again, back to what Vince McMahon said. He says, you don't have, we can agree to disagree. And he said, if you don't like something, that's okay. But don't come to me and tell me you don't like it unless you have something else to suggest that would be better. But he would also add this. He says, but understand this, at the end of the day, because we're spending my money, we're going to do it my way,
yep.
like it or not. And and how can you complain?
That's it, man. It's his money,
especially
his show.
especially when he had become the wrestling entity of the damn world. And until the WCW thing started to happen, there was no place else to go anymore.
Right, which is, this Turner thing is good news for you and other wrestlers because, down the road it's okay, another option possibly. But yeah, no, really, it's the buck stopped in
Mhm.
professional wrestling. The buck stopped with Vince McMahon if you want to make a
Yep.
nice living in America.
Yep.
Star ratings for matches, I imagine it's the same thing where you don't really pay attention to that. I have heard that some guys from your era over the years took it pretty seriously though. Like they'd see a star rating in the Observer and be like, "Hey, come on, that was a good match. Why is he giving me that shitty rating?" That kind of thing never got to you?
Nah, it's like, and that's because you know all those writers know is what they see. They don't know you know they don't know why that match ended up being that match,
Right.
or where somebody's placed. It's kind of like it's kind of like uh, maybe at the time that I received such a high rating was because the WWF at the time had taken me and for a solid year featured me as their top heel.
Yep.
And maybe that had something to do with that rating, but I don't know. It's just,
I think that's part of it. I think also it's he just saw that you were a technician in that ring, and
yeah,
he even says here, talking about you and Hercules, he said, if Hercules is going to get like most improved wrestler of the year this year, it's going to be because he's working with Ted DiBiase, and Ted can elevate him. And it's I think that there's something to that.
yeah,
You and I spoke earlier about the idea that okay, you had kind of been up here near the top of the mountain, and now you're able to kind of reach back down and help another guy to elevate himself as well. And I think that that's kind of what was going on here. You know, you were just a
Yeah.
seasoned professional at
Well,
this
and see, and that's the name of the game.
point. Hmm.
It's like, there was a time in my career when I was that guy. I mean, I worked several wrestling matches with Harley Race when he was the NWA World Champion, and of course, and in one case, we wrestled to a draw. In another case, like with maybe 30 seconds left, he beats me, but he made me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's the champion, and his purpose as champion, going to all those territories, was to make that their top baby face the top baby face.
And you're
You know,
taking them to the limit, which, you
yeah,
don't necessarily need to win to get over.
yeah,
You're getting over because you're like Rocky, where
yeah,
you make it to the end.
exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
necessarily about winning.